Suzuki. Jack Miller not holding back here on this lap. This is the first proper time attack we've seen. A 10.5 through sector 3 as he winds up the power on the DUCATI. His teammate
46.959 from the Aussie. Fires himself from outside the top 10 to 4th.
Racing in Magellan.
Where the front mudguard swerve. 4 Yamaha riders now have that stuck.
Could be hard work for the 8-time world champion.
No chance to rest this morning from Marquez, and very unusually, something that he hardly ever does. He was CBR 600 RR.
Leading gaggle of riders in the opening stages of this FP.
In breaks in between races, just to ride street bikes, production motorcycles. Bertenaga. Yep. Certainly looser than what he was expecting.
Fast through there as well. Very fast. Praying for another top weekend from his boys here this weekend. Now he's behind then Marquez. Only too happy to accept the tow here from Pecco Bagnaia.
I should say. Where he was asked about a variety of topics. One about the championship challenges this year with Fabio Quartararo, and the man he's pursuing right now through Arrabbiata 1 and 2. Pecco Bagnaia.
There might be 1 or 2 riders out there at the moment that have something to say about that as Pecco Bagnaia goes straight on. The raining, riders sitting up, cruising, getting out of the... Of course, we have big dramas with cruising, riders not behaving.
Up to 6th gear down the start-finish straight, where potentially some people think we may see a new kilometres 20th through the speed trap this morning. No great surprise. We know how the Yamaha is not famed for. Vinales in sector 4, so you can clearly see somebody on behind the 12 bike just to fire up the inside of Vinales down into San Donato.
Down in pit lane, the new chassis. Well, that seemed to work to good effect, didn't it? There you go, nice little wave. Keeping a close eye on things there with KTM.
Particularly stable through there. Sometimes on the exit, the DUCATI with its horsepower, when you're accelerating with a bit of lead there for Jack Miller. And again, he just starts winding through the gearbox and harden the brakes. Look, the extreme length.
You haven't got the experience, I'm sure, that you have of having ridden Mugello. Tell us your thoughts about this special circuit.
Steve, he's still on that new chassis, by the way. I'm saying
it's a terrific.
And with the new generation of bikes, but in general, yeah, fresh one. So we had a good pace so far, and the second practice also.
Does that have anything to do with the reduced amount of engines that you can throw out without?
A lot, like we cannot pick up the bikes earlier than the other guys, and then we lose ground at the first meters. The QRS test was a massive step for us. I mean, massive.
From World Superbike and Italian to Italians, keeping a close eye on things. And of course, these are the men that have said goodbye.
The Suzuki.
Jack Miller not holding back here on this lap. This is the first proper time attack we've seen. A 10.5 through sector 3 as he winds up the power on the DUCATI. His teammate
46.959 from the Aussie. Fires himself from outside the top 10 to 4th spot. You've got to get your braking marker absolutely spot on here. The famous Dr. Leg Dangle, and even Rossi's not pulling that track bikes in Tavulia. He's using all that experience to get back into championship contention after the vultures were circling early doors after a pretty disappointing tight, not a lot of time to play with as he comes through the final corner. It's super impressive, and Oliveira 3rd.
Here comes Fabio Quartararo.
Rush hour periphery around Paris, didn't it? It'd be him.
Different manufacturers inside the top 10. A very solid day for Red Bull KTM factory team.
His daughter. That's what a touch. What an absolutely top guy. Pecco Bagnaia congratulates him on the birth of the arrival of his daughter Nina. Brilliant stuff.
Yes, he's an utter gentleman.
Good for him, make some progress.
Yeah, thanks for that, Simon. An interesting day.
He's doing things on that motorcycle that I don't think anybody else on planet Earth could be doing right now.
Vinales was 17th in that session, but his time for Luca Marini, it looked like.
Set with the top 6 to Admir. What about Miguel Oliveira? Really good lap that by Miguel Oliveira.
Yeah, no front row since his pole in Portugal at the end of last right-handed hairpin. Sector 3 will flash up shortly. He's got to pass, but this might well be the lap record. It's got to be the lap record.
On course for yet another pole position. On the factory Yamaha 1:45, 1:87, all-time lap record.
Would have thought that in Mugello with 1 minute and 20 seconds to go. It's all to do then for this man, Pecco.
Quartararo trying time it.
4/10 down on Quartararo. Marquez is tracking him as well, but across the line here, Binder comes across the line. He goes on.
He's pushed his teammate Oliveira then off the front row. Binder, of course, for his first front row. Well, that's not a disaster when you think of how strong the DUCATI's whole shot device is. Looks like this man though has gone in Mugello and in 2021.
Don't celebrate too soon.
Miller through sector 3 because we know how strong. No, it's not going to happen. not even a Ducati down for Miller. Front row, that's what he'll be looking at. There's a late charge coming in here. An impressive one from Zarco. Bagnaia, Miller and Zarco.
Across the line then. Second for Bagnaia. That's an excellent job.
Zarco does.
Who a couple of seconds ago was on for a front row. He's been nudged back to 6th.
I think Zarco, you know, nipped that 3rd place, and that devastatingly late on knocks Aleix Espargaro. Maverick Vinales missing out on Q2, but a 4th consecutive pole for Fabio Quattro. Let's talk to the team boss.
The job from Fabio.
Yeah, the job of Fabio has been superb, and now I think
Quite find a way past 11th overall.
Aro's pole will just tomorrow. Marc Marquez won't care one jot about my Americana's criticism. He is going to come in for some
of his career so far, and really from the moment that FP4 started, and he's done that, and rightly so.
Espargaro so close to a front row for the first time in 6 years. Top 10. Marc Marquez, mischievous Marquez, 11th, ahead of Ruxel 13th on the grid. He's on that row with Bastianini and Nakagami.